Hello everyone, Chris Loschiavo with Remax Heritage Professionals, and we are here at the end of November now, and that means it is market update time. Hard to believe we're in the holiday season for 2023. Let's get into the numbers. This is for Polk County, Florida. This is stats to the end of October 2023. So October 2023, we had 1,130 closed sales. That's compared to 1,255 a year ago. That's down about 10%. Cash sales as a percentage of closed sales, we had 20.8% cash sales compared to 23.8% a year ago. That's down 12.6%. Median sales price, $325,470. That's compared to $329,124 a year ago. That is down 1.1%. Average sales price, $340,314. That's compared to $339,626, an increase of 0.2%. Median percent of original list price, sellers are receiving 98.3% of list price. That's compared to 97.6% a year ago, an increase of 0.7%. Median time to contract, 27 days. That's compared to 23 days a year ago, an increase of 17.4%. So it is taking a little bit longer to sell homes right now. Median time to sale, 74 days. 74 days last year as well, so that is unchanged. New pending sales, 1,214. That's compared to 1,050 a year ago, an increase of 15.6%. New listings, 1,758. That's compared to 1,487, an increase of 18.2%. So that's really good news for buyers to see an increase in new listings. It's been a while since we've seen that kind of an increase. Pending inventory, 1,819. That's compared to 1,770, an increase of 2.8%. Active inventory, 4,171 homes active in Polk County, compared to 3,702. That's an increase of 12.7%. And this time, we don't have to say that's just related to homes staying on the market longer, because we have seen an increase in new listings. Month supply of inventory, we're at 3.3 months supply of inventory compared to 2.6 months supply of inventory a year ago, an increase of 26.9%. Still a seller's market, about halfway towards a balanced market at 6 months, so 3.3 months. So that's also good news for buyers because we're not in as extreme a seller's market as we have been. Tune in as we talk a little bit more about what this all means for you. So this month we saw, I would say, good news for home buyers. We saw home prices drop a little bit, not significant, but a little bit. What's probably more important is that we saw an increase of inventory, which is probably partly why we saw a decrease in home prices. But the most important thing we saw is the last several weeks we've seen a relatively significant drop in interest rates from close to 8% to right around 7%, 7.25%, depending on who you talk to and what hour it is of the day. So the combination of a lower mortgage rate and slightly lower home prices and more inventory, in a lot of ways, this may be the best market that buyers have had to look for a home in a number of years, really since before the pandemic. And so, my advice, if you're a home buyer out there, is while we do expect interest rates to continue to go down and probably go down quite a bit more in the spring and summer, the problem is if you wait till then to purchase your home, you're going to see increased competition. And increased competition means that home prices are going to go back up. So right now, in the near future anyway, might be your best time where you have a balance of a slightly better mortgage rate, better home prices, and less competition, more inventory for you to choose from. So if I were considering buying a home right now, looking at the tea leaves and sort of what's happening with the real estate market, I think I would really suggest to you that now is a good time to start looking and really get active in your home search. Again, I think if you wait too long, if you wait till spring or summer, we're going to be back to kind of pandemic level craziness in the market. And I just, that's not a lot of fun. That's trying to go see a house as soon as it goes on the market, being up against 5, 10, 15 other bidders for the house, having to waive all your contingencies and inspections and appraisals and bid over asking price and probably over home value and waiving appraisals and all that stuff. And as a home buyer, that is not the ideal situation for you to be purchasing a home, especially if it's your first home. You're much better being in a market where you can maybe get some concessions, seller concessions. Maybe you can get a 2-for-1 buy down. I know I have one of my listings. The sellers are offering a 2-1 buy down, so that the interest rate will be bought down for the first year 2 percentage points, the second year 1 percentage point, and then the third year you'd pay whatever the prevailing rate is. The thought being, by the time we get to that third year, you could refinance and be at a much lower mortgage rate than, say, 7.25% or 7%. And that saves your monthly payment that first year about $400 a month, depending on the price of the home. At least several $100s a month it would take off your monthly mortgage payment, which is really what you should be concerned about more than the price of the home. So that's kind of my advice. I think sellers are willing to give those kinds of concessions right now. I think if you wait till spring and summer, they may not need to, and so they won't. Sellers are only going to do what they need to do to sell the home. And so if they don't need to offer concessions, they're not going to. I never thought it was a good idea to waive inspections. I just think there's too many risks involved. I always think an inspection's a good idea. So I never liked being in that kind of a market. So I do think it's a good time right now to start ramping up your home search and not waiting till spring and summer when it's going to get busier and you're going to have more competition. That was a very frustrating market for a lot of home buyers because it can get exhausting and disappointing to keep seeing a house you love and then not being able to get that home. So I definitely don't think you want to wait for that kind of a market again. Anyway, I hope you found this information helpful. Please, if you found it helpful, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Encourage your friends and family to subscribe as well. I hope to continue giving good information out on this channel. Tips and tricks and information about our local area. If you know of anyone looking to buy or sell in Central Florida, I hope that you'll contact me and let me help them. I'll take great care of them. Have a great day, everybody.